and welcome to another episode of NYSC Half Hour. My name is Yola Adamawa. Today we highlight two transformative platforms of the NYSC that offers life-changing opportunities to its core members. They are the Skill Acquisition and Entrepreneurship Development SAID program and the Community Development Service CDS. These two platforms are utilized by core members for self-empowerment and societal advancement. But before we go into more details, let us quickly go on a break. We will be right back. Today on NYSC Tidbits, avoid drug abuse, unauthorized journey, DG warns core members. Director General advises core members on community development projects. Core members taxed on national unity and integration. The Director General of National Youth Service Corps, Brigadier General Udezue Nkem Cynthia, has warned core members to avoid the consumption of hard drugs and other forms of dangerous stimulants. He gave the warning in his address to the 2025 Batch H-1 core members at NYSC Kano State Orientation Camp in Kusala Dam, Karaye local government area of the state. He said anything done under the influence of hard drugs always lead to regret and advised that instead, they should be passionate about building successful future lives for themselves. Speaking further, General Nafiu employed the core members not to embark on any journey without getting approval from the NYSC. He also warned against night journeys which can endanger their lives. The Director General of National Youth Service Corps, Brigadier General Udezue Nkem has advised core members to contribute meaningfully to the development of their host communities, noting that all core members must participate actively in community development service, which is one of the 4 cardinal programs of the scheme. General Nkem stated this while addressing core members at Katsina State Orientation Camp, Manu Road, Katsina, as he employed them to live peacefully with residents and urged them to study their host communities and initiate laudable projects that would improve their standard of living. The Director General further warned core members against improper dressing, adding that violators of NYSC dress code would be sanctioned. Core members have been urged to utilize the opportunities of the service year to build bridges across the different ethnic and socio-cultural differences of the country and create long-lasting relationships with mutual benefits. The Director General of National Youth Service Corps, Brigadier General Udezue Nkem stated these in his address to core members at Niger State Orientation Camp in Piako. He said the essence of the service year was to foster national unity and integration, adding that all core members must learn and assimilate the cultural values of their host communities and ensure they serve as good ambassadors of their families, institutions, and the NYSC by exhibiting good conduct at all times. Speaking further, General Nafiu also advised the core members to acquire new vocational skills through the NYSC Skill Acquisition and Entrepreneurship Development Program SAID in order to become job creators. Welcome back. Do note that you can always catch us on NYSC TV on free-to-air satellite and on NYSC Radio 88.3 FM. We begin today's episode with engineer Udezue Nkem, an ESCOR member who served in Calabar, Cross River State in 2016. Udezue, who is an indigene of Abia State, took part in the Skill Acquisition and Entrepreneurship Development SAID program. This helped him discover his niche. Today, he is a boss of his own as he owns the biggest rabbit farm in the whole of Cross River State. As a way of giving back, Udezue became a SAID trainer and has trained over 1,000 core members in the past years. His story is one that went from planting seeds to owning an orchard, and it is sure to inspire you. Let's meet him.
Rabbits do not bite. So how do we check their sex? You don't, normally people lift rabbit from the ear. Okay. It's very, very bad. It's like somebody, human being, they are lifting you from your head. So your whole body mass is on your head. So it's painful. So we don't do that. Normally, this is the hind skin, just like from your back. So you balance the whole weight. So it's not going to be stressful. Okay. So you lift, it's calm. Okay? At 3 months old, we have 2.83 kg. So after killing, removing the carcass, you're expected to have 1.5, 1.8 kg. And so we sell them, but these ones at 3 months, they're already big. Unlike the normal rabbit that will take you up to 5 months before.
Two of them.
Yeah, the two are hybrids. This artificial vagina. We use this to stimulate the male. The male will give us semen. As you can see, this is just a normal plastic rubber. So the semen will be trapped here. We'll now put it here and now use this. This is removable. We'll now use this and inject the whole semen. As you're injecting, you're changing for disease and the rest. Okay. Good. So you shoot into each male, each female, 2 male, each female, 2 male. So as you can see on our board, we are expecting, today's date is what?
24th.
24th. So on the 12th, this way, month 1st, day 2nd. That is how it's being written. Okay. Shift your hand, you see 28, 12th to 28, good. My name is Engineer Nwosu Eyinaya Peter. I'm from Abia State, and I served here in Cross River, to be Calabar to be specific. I finished 2017, started my small farm. I started with snail before I moved on to rabbitry. And within the course of the years, I've done crocodile farming, I've done poultry, I've done piggery. I've done quite a lot, but at the end of the day, I came to the conclusion that rabbitry is the king of all of them all. And I'm sticking with rabbitry. And that's why a lot of people that are seeing me knows me already. They know me as Peter Rabbit. So currently here we have, this is the biggest rabbit farm in Cross River with 500 capacity. And God's willing, the target is 10,000 capacity. We want to be the biggest in Africa. Let's conquer Africa first before we start talking about the world. It's not easy for an engineer to leave his engineering career into agriculture. Yes, I've worked with top companies like GE, I've worked with Julius Berger, I've worked with Geometrics Power Plant, I've worked with G5. So in my engineering career, I've been exposed both locally and internationally. But the truth still remains the truth. Like I do tell my core members and anybody that cares to know, the best thing you can do for yourself is to be your own boss. And NYSC gave me that fair playing field to be my own boss. And that is, in fact, my top priority as my success story. NYSC helped me discover myself, made me a boss of my own. So I'm standing here I'm a boss of my own. December made it 2 years I moved in here. I was a tenant in somebody's land, but those that are into rabbit farming, that knows their onion, they know what I'm saying. Example, if you have just 10 rabbits and they give birth every month, in a month, let's say they give the list 5. Example, for newbies that don't know how to manage it, just 2 makes it alive. 2 times 10 is 20. That is every month. Rabbit meat, our rabbit meat here is sold for 7,000, but let's say you just want to dash it out. So you sell for 3,000. 3,000 times 20 is 60,000 you're making every month. So use that calculation to multiply when you have 500 rabbits and know how much you're making. So it's not Yahoo. This is my property, the land here and over the fence. This is my property, all to agro-allied. From Said, that is skill acquisition and entrepreneurship development. I've trained more than 1,000 core members. Okay, they are more than, I wouldn't want to say 5,000, but they are more than 1,000. From in-camp training, that is in camp, to post-camp training, that is off-camp.
The program has been so great because coming for NYSC, I never even thought I would have opportunity to do all of the things I'm doing now, particularly through Said. I've been enlightened, I've been open to a lot of things about entrepreneurship and business, how that beyond going to school and getting the certificates, things that I could do to keep up and get more income. And one, I am into the shoemaking side, where I learn how to make shoes both for female and male. Once in a while, I also come here to the rabbit farm to learn how rabbits are being bred. And then I've seen a lot of the species, because I used to be scared of rabbits, but then coming close to them, I discovered that they are lovely animals to be around. And then for a rabbit to give birth, it takes 28 days, which is like awe-inspiring to me, because I've never seen something like that before. So for 28 days for them to give birth, and they can also give birth as all around the year. There is no time in the year that a rabbit can actually not give birth, but we just have to give them that rest, like create an artificial rest from them, take them away from the male, so that the female don't get too tired, and by so doing, by mating often, they get to die. So we get to separate them from the both genders. We separate them for a certain period of time, so later we bring them together to mate, and they give birth and keep reproducing. So I want to appreciate the government for bringing up the Said program, because really Said is the answer to every unemployment that exists in Nigeria today.
I did power system and solar, but for my love for farming, I do come around to have idea on what is happening around the rabbit farm, and it has been very interesting. I really wish, by the grace of God, after my service here, I will be able to put up things, to be an entrepreneur, to go far in my own power system and installation and solar, and also cooperating with the farming. And I really appreciate NYC. God bless NYC.
My take on Said is it's actually a very innovative platform for corpers to not just wait for their certificate or use their certificate to make money, but they can venture into businesses like rabbit rearing, like fashion designing, shoemaking. Right now, skill is what is putting food on the table for young people. So please, if you're a corper out there, get a skill, venture into it, and it's going to give you lots of money. And I want to thank NYC for this opportunity that he has given to me. Thanks.
For the prospective corps members, I was once a corps member. It's not easy. You know, you spend a couple of years in school and they're still forcing you to go sit down and learn a skill. It's not easy. But the truth is, if I did not sit down, in fact, let me be fair and honest with you. Till tomorrow, I still tell people that my allowance is still, I'm still paid my allowance, and they still ask me how. I spend my allowance on my farm, and as long as my farm is still on, my allowance is still paid. That is the truth. If not for the Said, I wouldn't have gotten my farm. But the earlier you start, no matter irrespective of the Said skill you want to go, the most important thing is have a handwork. Have option B. I'm not praying for option A to fail. Nobody prays for that. I never prayed for it, and I'm not praying that for you. But the truth of the whole matter is, what if it fails? What next? To me, take Said skill, both in camp and outside camp, very, very, very serious. Nigeria songs, Nigeria we
It's AED, Saidi, Said. Corps members across the country, both past and serving, all have success stories attributed to the Skill Acquisition and Entrepreneurship Development Program. And it is amazing knowing that these youths are on the path of self-reliance and employers of labor. Great work, Mosu. Our next story highlights the reward for selfless service, and it is about an ESCOR member by name Nkem Cynthia Udezue, who studied parasitology and entomology and graduated from the Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka, Anambra State in 2017, after which she was mobilized to Adamawa State for her service year. Nkem, having been posted to Adamawa German Medical Center at her place of primary assignment, noticed that the hospital had no childcare facility. Children were at great risk of being infected.
This triggered her to embark on a personal community development service project, where she set up a creche in the hospital for babies and young children to be kept and cared for while their parents embarked on their various activities in the hospital. Let's meet Nkem.
My name is Nkem Cynthia Udezue, and I'm a graduate of Nnamdi University, Awka, Anambra State. And I graduated from the Department of Parasitology and Entomology in 2017. And after that, I was posted to serve in Adamawa State. After my 3 weeks orientation course in camp, I was posted to serve at Adamawa General Medical Center, which is a hospital. And on my arrival, I noticed that there was no childcare facility throughout the hospital. And the hospital was a very large one. It had like 2 hospitals in one. It had the state specialist hospital and the Adamawa German Medical Center in one space. I was supposed to work in the laboratory department of the hospital. And we all know how infectious the hospital environment is. And I noticed that most of my colleagues there at work, I won't call them my colleagues, my senior colleagues there at work, they usually carry their children to work, like their babies to work, because once the 3 months maternity leave elapsed, you have to come to work. And most of them, they didn't have someone to care for their babies, and they didn't have anywhere to keep their babies, so they usually come to work with them. So I noticed most of my colleagues, their babies crawl around the laboratory departments, and I felt so bad. Like, being a parasitologist, like, I knew the harm it could cause the child, nosocomial infections and things like that. So I felt really bad. So it triggered me to look into setting up a childcare facility within the hospital. Shortly after the commissioning, we started recruiting staffs to work there. Then we got about 2 staff that were able to take care of the children. They were very good, matured women. They were very good with taking care of children. And as God will have it, people started coming, people started bringing their children, they started registering, and before you know it, the creche started blooming, and it became a safe place for people to keep their babies, and especially for breastfeeding mothers. They could come there, breastfeed their babies, and go back to work and concentrate on their work, and the babies were kept safe till they come back from work.
I actually resumed in this office in the month of February, and I came to the knowledge of knowing that a core member served here. Her name is Cynthia Nkem, and one of her projects that she did was a creche. A creche is meant for the children of our staff, which have been very useful, because the children, you see, coming to work back in a baby, or having your baby kept elsewhere, away from where you're working, is going to be distracting and will not give the maximum impact or energy you are supposed to give in your place of work. So she actually gave her time, her resources and everything to see that these nurses, doctors have the full attention and give their maximum impact to the work they are doing by creating the creche within the building, within the vicinity, the proximity to the ward where they are working. I was so excited because where I was coming from, that is the State Secretariat in Adamawa State, we do not have something like that. You have parents keeping their children away from workplace, and before the close of the day, everywhere becomes empty. Movement here and there. When you ask, they said they have gone to pick their children. Mothers, their minds are not always stable because their children are away from them. But for this specialist hospital, we are really grateful. The creche is still functioning. The staff keep their children from morning to the time they close by 2 o'clock. And I've personally visited the place.
Early February 2020, I got a call on a Saturday morning, and it was a very pleasant one. I was very shocked to hear that I was one of the people that were awarded the Presidential Award, NYC Presidential Award. And I was really excited. And I came to Abuja. I've heard of something like that prior to the phone call, but it never occurred to me that my name would be one of the people that will be given the Presidential Award. And there were a lot of goodies. They took us to the banquet hall in the Aso Villa. And after everything, I was lucky to be given an automatic employment and scholarship to my highest academic degree. So that has been it so far. I was a very active person during camp. I was involved in almost every activity in camp. I did volleyball, and it will surprise you to know that I also contested in Miss NYSC, and I came out as the first runner-up for my platoon. So I tried as much as possible to be involved. Most people that say that NYSC is a scam, there are people that don't just want to be involved in anything. I was involved in even the match past and just everything. The site was actually very nice. I met a very nice, because I'm also into fashion designing. I actually sew and I design. So I joined the fashion and designing course, and I learned a lot during the short course, and it has helped me a lot. It has helped me in a lot of ways. So I wouldn't say NYC is a scam. It was a blessing to me actually. So I'm actually grateful to God for for the chance to serve in Adamawa particularly.
Wow. We can see that through the NYSC Community Development Service Program, core members are given a platform to become agents of change. Nkem is one of them. Keep up the good work, Nkem. As part of efforts to further keep our teeming viewers abreast of contemporary happenings in and around the scheme, we shall be responding to frequently asked questions from the feedback we obtain via our social media handles. Let's take a look at some of them. Stephanie Abiodun from Lagos State asked, what is the fate of prospective core members who have already registered in the last batch but were not given call-up numbers? Thank you, Stephanie. Kindly note that they will be revalidated, given call-up numbers, and moved automatically to 2025 Batch A Stream 2 service year. Abubakar Suleiman from Castino State asked, will I encounter difficulty in registering for service year because I have 3 names on my Senior School Certificate Examination SSCE but 2 names on my A-Level Certificate and National Identification Number NIN slip? Abubakar, the answer is no. NYSC is only concerned with names on schools' Senate-approved list, which must tally with information in the databases of the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board (JAMB) and National Identity Management Commission (NIMC). This concludes today's episode of NYSC Half Hour. We will be back with another inspiring episode for you and, of course, answers to your questions. In the meantime, we would love to hear from you, so connect with us via our social media handles displayed on your screen and we will gladly respond. Also, don't forget you can always catch us on NYSC TV, on free-to-air satellite, and on NYSC Radio 88.3 FM. Before I go, be reminded that the safety of core members in our communities is the responsibility of you and I. Until next time, I am Israela Njasi. Be safe and be patriotic. Peace.